Yo, what's going on, everyone? It is Thursday night, 9 p.m., and we're back from Newark, New Jersey, my friend, and it's the Mike and Mish Show. What up, Mike?
Yes, Thursday night. Don't get it wrong. It is Thursday night. It's not Wednesday. Some people around here have been here for a really long time. Right?
Mike was sitting on here waiting for me for a good 30 minutes last night, wondering where the fuck I'm at. And then he looked back at our messages and was like, oh, Thursday.
I got ready yesterday. Okay. I was in the zone too. I brought my laptop to work like the olden times, and we're on furlough, shutdown season is upon us. So what we have, I had break time and I whipped out this laptop and I was editing like a madman, and I got all my videos ready and I got set up for the show. And at about 8 o'clock, I sat down, I started reading stuff and looking through things and getting sidetracked like I always do. And then it was about 8:42, and I'm like, where the hell is Kyle? Like, he should be in here right now. We got to start this show soon. We got to chit chat. And then I got like a feeling like, oh,
something's not right.
Is the show even tonight? And I look in the top right corner, actually, and it says Thursday at 9 p.m. And I was like, son of a bitch.
Well,
I don't even have a show tonight. I guess I'm just going to walk away now. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was lost because I was in the zone, I was ready to go.
Well, I'm happy Motivated Mike is here, dude. Motivated Mike is here. Mike needs a secretary, Joe Ivy says.
I do.
No, that's awesome. And we got a pretty good show coming off of a great event. We'll talk about that maybe later, but unbelievable event down there. Mike and I got tons of stories from that one. But we got a triple header for you guys tonight. We got three of the most difficult names we've ever had on one episode. Of absolutely. Murat, Kilimetov, Bekhzod, Usmonov, and Oluwale Bamgbose.
Yes.
Pretty good?
Pretty good. Yeah. Pretty good. I think that was pretty good.
I think that was pretty good.
Pretty good.
We're going to have all three of those badasses on here, one right after the other. But before we do, we got to shout out our sponsor, Mike. We got to bring these guys. Mike's wearing this sweatshirt right now. Check out that Killfoot. Oh, my God. I said Killfoot, dude. Did you hear that?
Oh, yeah. You want to know why?
That's a throwback.
This is full blast, baby. Hold nothing back.
Go to their website at fullblastclothing.com. Check out their whole catalog. They are a company for the fighters, for the fans. They are all in. Hold nothing back with Full Blast Clothing. And then get over to their Instagram and follow them at Full Blast Clothing on Instagram as well. They support the show. They sponsor all our interviews. And right now, those are our guys. And keep an eye out for that Mike and Mish Full Blast collab coming very soon. Very soon. Our first guest of the evening is 3-0 and has looked pretty much unstoppable in the cruiserweight division. Mike, what do you say we bring in our first guest of the night?
Yes. Everybody, don't go nowhere. I won't be. I've been here since last night. Because in a few seconds, we'll be joined by Murat, Kilimetov. Let's go.
Putting his head in bad positions.
Back to it. Laid-in stance for Kilimetov. Bigger swings down for Trey. Colgan knocked down number 2 on the counter right hand. Using forward pressure. Big left hand. Knocked down number 3. We wanted no part of that. We are done. Welcome to BKFC, Murat Kilimetov. For Zephyr to the inside. Big left hand.
There's that accuracy we were talking about earlier.
Kilimetov a bit too keen, standing very close. Now on the restart. Hard left hand knocked down number 2. That's getting the long count. It does not matter.
Murat Kilimetov, thank you for coming on the show. And as you see there, you did not see the replay of the Leo Bercier, but ladies and gentlemen, he has another third finish. Welcome to the show, my friend.
What's up, everyone? How you doing, guys?
Good.
Doing
good,
great.
good.
Doing great. We got this guy. You're a killer, man. You're a real killer. That first knockout there, that guy kicking his legs hurts me. When I see him holding his face and kicking his legs like that, that's when you know somebody's in real pain. That was a rough one to watch.
Yeah. So, first knockout, I remember how this guy told me before I kill you, I smash you, before my fight. And when I fight with him, I see he doubts himself, he scared. And when I punch him, when I finish him, he say, "Thank you so much for fight." And
Murat, he obviously didn't know the number one rule in fighting, and that is never, ever fight a man with a beard and a V in his last name.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Do not do it. I'm telling you, it's a death wish every single time. I'm just fucking around. But hey, that was your first one. And what, like Mike said, that was a crack. You cracked him so hard. It busted above his eye. He was leaking real hard. He was breathing in pain. Was that your first time in a bare knuckle fight? I'm sure you've gotten in some fist fights in your life, but like a sanctioned bare knuckle fight, that was your first one, correct?
Yeah.
How did your hands feel after landing those shots, and especially the kill shot? Because hitting right above his eye there, that's flat on the bone. That must have felt a certain way, right?
Kill is my name. Yeah, I feel great. I feel good. Nothing, and I waiting next fight, next KO, every time. And I wanna say just one. Hey, Bernacle, BKFC, give me a fight, give me big name. I wanna fight everyone every week, every month. I don't care who this big name or amateur, pro, doesn't matter. Boxer, pro boxer, kicker, give me a fight. I wanna fight every week, every night, every month.
So, since your last fight, the cruiserweight division has grown, and they've had some new names come in. One of them, the most famous name that they've brought in, Yoel Romero. Yoel Romero would be a cool fight for you. I'm wondering, is there someone in particular? You say you'll fight anybody, anytime, anywhere. Is there anybody in that top five, which you sit in that top five? Is there anybody in that top five that interests you that you would like to fight in particular, or maybe someone like Yoel?
Guys, you see these two guys? He's ready. I wanna anybody, anywhere. I wanna fight everybody. That's it.
All right. Well,
I can respect that. I can respect that. Oh yeah. Sometimes, if you have somebody though, and you really focus in, hone in on them, like that you could create a little bit of bad blood. I'm not telling you what to do, but yeah, usually if you call someone and single someone out and they hear it, they're gonna come back at you. That's what we've learned over the years. Some of these guys will come out and they'll just focus on one guy, and then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, they're fighting in 2 months. We just had a guy. We always have people. We have people on here all the time that they go back and forth, and the next thing you know, they're fighting. I mean, you seen the Jessica Borga fight? I didn't think that Borga Queen of Violence fight against Faria was ever going to happen, and they started going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing you know, boom, they're co-headlining BKFC 82, which is a fantastic card, by the way. I hope you watched it. The other this past weekend.
Romero or Hunt. Who is the last name?
Lorenzo Hunt.
Oh, Lorenzo Hunt. Yeah, this both guys. It's old. I need something new guys. And I who is champion? Kamosi, Chris Kamosi.
Mosey.
Yeah, I want to fight with him.
Yeah.
I need
Let
a
me-
challenge.
Murat, let me ask you this. Bare knuckle fighting has been growing like at an insane rate, right? You've seen it, you're part of it. Jackson Wink Gym is always been known for MMA. Is bare knuckle becoming a bigger thing within the gym with you guys down there? Are you training? Do you have more people training for bare knuckle at Jackson Wink nowadays?
You know, here in Jackson Wing, a lot of people professional. Cody East, pro boxers, Leo Grachov, it's Bekhzod Usmonov. A lot of people who training here, and I'm training together with each other. And I am top 5 in the world. I think it's not problem, you know, for me. I have good sparring partner and Jackson Wing. That's it. I'm ready every time, every day.
You're ready. And are you living at the gym there?
Yes.
Yeah. So are you
I training every day.
All day, every
hard
day?
Training morning, evening, every day. I'm ready. And I'm ready. You know.
In between training sessions, what are you doing?
Just relax.
Just relaxing.
Yeah,
So
relax.
So fighting
Watch
is life.
movie, coffee or something, you know.
So fighting is life. So is
Fighting is life.
that what you believe sets
Now-
you apart from everybody else in your division?
Now my focus just belt, you know. This is my dream. Every day I just think about for the title, for the gold. I want to take this gold. And when I stay champion, I want to say double champion. Light heavyweight division. You know what I mean?
You
Yeah.
want to go to 185.
Yes.
Wow.
But right now I wanna
205.
sweep everybody in my division and take my gold. You know what I mean?
Okay. When you look at Chris Kamosi, the reigning champion in your division, do you see the champ as a threat, or do you think that you can walk through him the way you have most of your competition so far?
You know, he experienced. He have a lot fight before in MMA fight. I mean, and I respected him, but he never fight same like me. Someone like me. I'm sorry. I am international master sport combat sambo, hand of hand, and I think I take him a lot problem in the fight.
What do you think about the matchup between him and Alessio Sakara? Because we
It's
know
Sakara
Sakara came in.
Sakara, it's Italian guy, right?
Mhm.
He had the one fight
He don't
and
have experience in MMA or somewhere. He new guy in this business. You know what I mean?
in bare knuckle he's new.
In
Yeah.
bare knuckle, yeah. I mean, and it's something crazy because this guy never fight in bare knuckle, and I see when Kamosi fight with him, it's something crazy.
Would you be interested in fighting on one of those overseas cards, or does it matter? Does location not matter to you? Like say a Dubai,
I wanna fight in America.
America. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned Lorenzo Hunt. Lorenzo Hunt was at the event this past weekend, and he told us that he is on the comeback trail. You will see me back in the squared circles soon. I don't know if he meant that he already has a fight lined up or he's looking for a fight, but you mentioned his name a few minutes ago, and he said he's ready to come back. He wants to fight as soon as California on that Palm Desert card, November 15th. Would a Lorenzo Hunt return fight against Murat Kilimetov in California be interesting? That's right up the street from Albuquerque, right?
Absolutely, yes.
And how would a fight
anytime, anywhere?
And how would a fight between you and the juggernaut Lorenzo Hunt play out in your eyes?
he can move like me, you know, knockout, just knockout.
Just straight knockout. I will say this about you in your first 3 fights. I don't know how much you actually got hit. What's impressive about you, besides your boxing, you've very fast hands. Your jab's great. You're very precise when you throw your shots. Your footwork is great, and you're elusive. I don't know if you barely even got hit in your first 3 fights. Correct? Did you take a hard shot in either one of those 3 fights?
I mean, other guy. Или я? Что он спросил?
Кто тебе попадал?
It's who is the first guy? Trey Cook.
Trey Green?
Yeah. Just the first fight, my first fight. Trey Cook. Yeah, right. Okay. Trey Cook just 1 or 2 times.
Oh. Just 1 or 2 times. And it's amazing in this sport, and Mike and I talk about it all the time. All it takes is 1 fight to get your feet wet in this business. And then from fight 1 to fight 2, you're a whole new fighter because you know what you're looking for next time. And I saw that in your fight. Even though your first fight ended early in the second round, it still went to the second round. And you had that first full round plus a little bit of the second to get some experience in there. And then you went in there in the second fight and just looked incredible. You looked almost unhittable against a really tall, big opponent. And then Leo Bercier is one of the toughest guys you got to usually hit that guy with a baseball bat to put him down. You cracked him pretty hard and sent him to the pavement, to the canvas as well. Would you say that first fight was a huge learning experience for you before heading into the second and third fights?
A lot.
I learned a lot for the first time.
Yeah, it's gotta be a bit different to move from being, fighting, doing Sambo. You're the Sambeast, right? I assume that's where you got your name from. And then you come over to bare knuckle. There's got to be a lot of changes. How did you make that decision to move to bare knuckle? Like you went from, I feel like it's 2 totally different,
I fight everywhere. MMA, kickboxing, everywhere. Combat Sambo, and this hand of hand, and this it's not problem for me. I just a little bit change my style. If you live in Russia, you need to fight everywhere. I mean, every style you need to have. You have every style, and bare knuckle it's not problem. For me, because before I learned boxing, little bit boxing when I was teenager.
Sure.
And I know this style, And when I was teenager, I fight every time. School.
Do you prefer bare knuckle?
Nightclub. What?
Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, nightclub. It's funny, but I have a lot of experience when I come here in bare knuckle.
Yeah, I was asking you, do you prefer bare knuckle over like boxing or kickboxing? Have you found like a new love? Is this somewhere where you want to stay for a while, or are you just trying to get the title and bounce? Like what? Or is this is
right
where you want to be?
Yeah, right now I fight in the BKFC, and my focus just BKFC belt. And but I think I stay here in BKFC a long time.
Did you ever? How long have you been in the United States?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. When you were back in Russia, did you ever go to any of the bare knuckle organizations and watch any of their events over there? Because I know there's a bunch of them, right?
Yeah, Top Dog's over there.
Top Dog and Hardcore.
Hardcore, yeah. Did you ever go check any of those out?
Repeat, please. What do you say?
Did you ever go to one of those events?
Yeah, I watch fight, and before I don't like this, big bare knuckle fight. I think, what is this? What is bullshit? I swear.
Yeah, you can swear.
When I come in here in the United States, I think the first when I see BKFC in Albuquerque, I told my manager I want to fight in BKFC. You know.
Oh,
Yes.
so
Yeah, I
you
changed my brain and
you changed your mind when you went and saw a live event.
I think I asked my manager, hey, I need a fight in BKFC. He told me, yeah, of course, no problem. I find it for you. And I'm here.
That's
what
awesome.
happened. That's what
Yeah.
happened to us.
Yeah.
We didn't fight, obviously, but the second we saw that, like, we covered the sport kind of by interviewing people, but the first time we saw it live, we were like, dude, we're all in on this. This is awesome. It's just so exciting. It's so exciting. It's fast paced. It's electrifying. Like, the production's great. Like, we loved it. We still love it, obviously. So I understand how it would draw you in as a fighter. I mean, come on. And then now you've got Conor McGregor, bought part of the company. He goes in there. He electrifies the whole place too. He brings everybody to their feet. Like, everybody's starting to catch on. When we were just there this past weekend, there were so many people there, but the biggest combat sports reporter in the world, Ariel Helwani, he was there covering it for the first time. And the schmo has been there. So, like, at this point, it's reached a whole new level. And what better time than now to be in the sport? So I think it's a good choice to be in bare knuckle and BKFC.
I'm very excited. Yeah, I'm very excited.
Before we wrap up with you, I want to ask you: did you watch this past weekend? Did you watch Mike Perry versus Jeremy Stevens?
No,
no.
no.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
Murat,
yes.
you got to watch it, man. This is your sport. You got to watch
have to.
it.
It's so good.
Man, I'm training so hard every day, morning, evening. I'm sorry.
No.
That's all right.
The reason why I was going to say that, because you're going to end up fighting Mike Perry one day down the road.
I watch just cruiserweight, just my division. I want to sweep everybody in my division and take my gold, and that's it. I don't need Michael Perry or somebody, my focus just cruiserweight.
Okay. I don't know. Hey, Mike Perry might be up to 205 at one point. You never know. So that's. But the fights were really good. The fights were really, really, really good.
If he up, welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Anytime, any place, anyone. Anytime. Murat, thank you so much for giving us some of your time tonight. I do believe that you're one of the fly under the radar, like, best prospects on the roster, and I'm not just blowing smoke. I'm telling you the truth. If anybody watches your first 3 fights, they need to know that Murat Kilimetov is the real deal, and I think you should be fighting one of those top contenders. I know that Mohawk has a fight coming up. That one would have been a good fight for you. You know what? I was watching your last fight and watching you jab the shit out of Leo Bercier, and in my brain I thought Jomi Escoboza fights at 185 and 205, and I was like, man, him and Jomi fighting each other would be good. Both tall, long fighters with great jabs. See who lands the best jab in that one. You and Jomi, that would be a good one. So I'm sorry,
you say Maho. How is his name? Mohawk, right?
Mohawk, Mohawk.
Yes.
He coming before in the gym.
He came to there.
Yeah.
You guys train together?
Yesterday. I'm sorry.
Oh, nice.
Were you friendly? Was he friendly?
No,
like
just he coming here. I don't know. And I see my manager asking me, "You wanna train with each other?" I say, "Yeah, okay, let's go, no problem." And he's nice guys,
Yeah.
Good guy.
He is a nice. He is a good guy.
Respected guy. And
yep.
I know.
Nice. Respectfully, you'll fight him after he wins his next fight.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you coming on here tonight. Thank you so much. And I don't know, you're a man of a few words. Do you have any last message that you want to send to the cruiserweight division, to David Feldman, to Conor McGregor, to anybody who's going to be listening to this? Go ahead, look right into the camera and let them know exactly what you want to say.
Hey, BKFC, give me a fight. I want to fight everyone, every day, every week, and every month. I'm ready.
There you go. Thank you so much. And Mike, you got anything else for Murat?
Listen, I second Kyle by saying that you're a massive prospect, and not only a prospect, that's kind of like the past at this point. You're ranked, you're top 5. So don't want to disrespect you by saying you're a prospect. You are definitely a force to be reckoned with in the cruiserweight division. There are people in the top 5 they need to line you up with so that you can fight your way up to that title shot. And I pretty much have no doubts that you will be fighting for a title one day. So
Yeah.
we look forward to talking to you again in the future. You're welcome back anytime, and maybe we'll be able to see you live and enjoy that
next
sweet
time
chat.
when I stay champion.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, is Bekhzod right there with you? Is he right in that same room or something?
It's here. It's close.
He's here. All right. Well, Mike, we can roll the intro to Bekhzod and bring him right on. Murat, thank you so much. Mike, go ahead. Do your thing.
All right, baby.
Guys.
We'll be right back with Bekhzod Usmonov. Let's
See you
go.
next time. Thank you.
All right.
As the Indian to start grabbing his opponent, he knew he was supposed to bang.
On the entry, uppercut, big left hand over, and right, straight right hand. Here chops from Usmonov. Knockdown number 2.
Oh, he's wrapping it up.
Is over. Game, set, match. Bekhzod Usmonov.
Here's that first knockdown. Just caught a little right hand. Got back up, hit him again. Usmonov just continued trying to hit him, but then another counter right hand. And just look at the accuracy. Usmonov just 1, 2, 3. Those were all clean punches. 4 punch combination. Every punch landed. That was impressive.
And now, finally, I'm gonna say Conor BKFC, guys. Number 1 bantamweight. I kill him. I'm gonna win. I won't fight for a title shot. I will kill that guy from Cuba.
He is.
Hey now.
All right, guys. How are you, Mike and Misha?
Yeah.
Mike and Misha, where is he?
Yeah.
Where is
Two
Misha?
Mishas over here.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey,
Yeah,
how's
that's
it going,
right.
Misha? How are you?
Good.
Hey, you don't get to kill that guy from Cuba anymore because
At least
he's
not
not
yet.
around. He took
Yeah.
his belt and went home. What do you think about that?
Oh, I heard he moved to different organization. I don't know exactly what happened in BKFC with him, but I was preparing for him to do that final, like a title shot. But he did step back, so now I'm number 3 over there in that list. And guys, you don't understand how I'm excited and waiting. I already told to David and Nate when they was in Albuquerque. I think it was June this year. And I came to him near the cage. Hey guys, please give me fight. And then something happened in October 6th, and they offered me fight. I said yes, but 155 pounds. I said yes. I'm already 155 right now. And then that opponent turned down, and I don't know what happened to him. And they said, okay, just wait for next call. I'm like, damn it, again.
Damn,
So,
dude.
Yeah.
Listen, you heard what I just said to Murat. I'm going to say the same thing to you. Your first fight, you didn't get the W, but it was against Jimmy Rivera, and you fought your ass off with Jimmy. And every fight since then, it's just like you're better and better. And like you capped it off with the Keith Richardson four piece combo there. Unbelievable performance in your last one. You look as good as anybody in that division, if not better. And I would have loved to have seen you fight Alberto Blas. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. And I believe, and I don't know if I'm right about this, but with the vacant title and him gone, I'm assuming that they're going to have 1 and 2 fight each other. And if that's the case, would you like somebody else in the meantime, or
Yes,
you want to wait?
100%. Sorry, I'm interrupting you, but thank you so much for those like nice words about me. But now let's jump to that question. So look, we have situation. I'm number 3. There are 2 guys in front of me, right? Number 1 and number 2. And number 3 I am, and in the number 4, they can make tournament. it can be like, two fighters fighting each other, and then it will be like, who will win. They can fight for belt, because if they will now put first number and second number, yeah, it can work out too, but will be interesting if they will drop, like number 1 against number 2 and number 3 against number 4, and who will win. They'll have 2 fighters who are left, and then they can fight for belt. I think this will be more correct way, in my view, in my point, but if they will make like number 1 and number 2, I will be always ready to replace one of them. So I don't know what's going on with BKFC. It looks like they are very busy with other fighters, and I'm bugging my managers every day. Guys, we call to Nate, we text to even for David, and I'm ready to go in 3 divisions. 135, 45, 55 if they need me, because I'm ready to fly tomorrow, and if they need cover somebody, But so yeah,
So
I mean, kind of, like in the
number 4 you already beat. So
I think
Um,
number
Okay.
4, it was different guy, and then
Keith now.
they put him back to he's number 4 now, and
Yes.
it's yeah, if like that they can put number 5 against me, so probably will be he deserved that kind of close to title shot fight.
I would love to see you in there soon. I know there's guys just like you that would take a fight on a day's notice
Yeah.
too. Roberto Armas is one guy that has been fighting everybody. He's looked good recently, and I think that he would be a heck of a fight for you to keep you busy. And either one of you two would deserve a shot at whoever wins. If they don't do a tournament and they do have 1 and 2 fight, make a title eliminator or something to give you a shot. What I asked Murat,
looking forward for it. Yeah.
what I asked Murat, and I'm going to ask you the same thing. You two look amazing coming out of Jackson Wink fighting BKFC, and Jackson Wink is historically known for MMA, right?
Yes.
And you're both MMA fighters as well, but you have had your success and he's having his success, and the sport is blowing up so much. Are you guys training more be a bare knuckle focus training in the gym there?
Yes, 100%. Now coaches, they can see those opportunities coming from, new industry. And in the special I'm working with Coach Wing, like very specific combinations, not like wild like MMA or specific like wrestling style or something. We have focus just in my style, and we are doing some specific works with special like MMA fighters and the BKFC fighters. Management also working how they can kind of opening a new area for BKFC fighters, which is good, and then it's industry growing really fast, and then the Coach Wing putting a lot of power and energy over there. So it's very good. So they adding new stuff, new sessions and new strategy, like programs and everything coming, which is good, and then it helps to like understand new area for fighters. I think it's really good, and a lot of gyms doing too.
Yeah, they're all coming around.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think? Do you think that Coach Wink actually liked this sport at the beginning, or was he one of those guys that was like, nah, fuck that shit?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. He's 50-50. Yeah, he's like, oh, back, all the time when I'm fighting, he's like, oh, and then we talk when we're doing like pads together. He's like, oh, hey, coach, I'm gonna throw this punch, and I'm landing with like 2 bones over here. He's like, oh, it's like this sometimes, but he understands, like. Overall, in my opinion, MMA boxing more dangerous than BKFC, because in BKFC 1 punch cut done, fight can be over. In boxing,
Yes.
just 12 rounds, 8 rounds. You getting those like couple punches every time to your head, and it live like micro, like concussions coming to your brain.
Yes.
Like and
Yeah.
and so.
We've had that conversation on our show many times, and we've also had Dr. Muzi on our show with a concussion specialist, and they talked about that and how different it is. Like, obviously, combat sports inherently dangerous. It is dangerous to do any of the combat sports, right?
Yeah, of course.
But you're right when saying you got 8, 10, 12 rounds. You got
Mhm.
3-minute rounds. You're getting punched with a glove. So it's like
Yes.
akin to football. When I was in high school, I didn't play on the football team, but I used to play pickup football with friends, and we didn't wear anything at all. No helmets, no
Yeah.
pads, no nothing. So the first time you hit someone super hard, that's the last time you hit someone super hard, because then you're hurt and you're like, okay, I better look out the next time I run into somebody, or I'm going to knock
Exactly.
myself out or break a bone. But when you
Exactly.
put the pads on, you're running full force the entire time. And that's how boxing is. You can still hit
Yeah.
somebody full force. Your hands are protected. Sure, they break, but man, you get, like you said, you just be getting micro concussions 300 times.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Maybe,
So,
not after fight, you will feel something, but next, like maybe 2, 3 years, it will come to you and, hey, what's up, because
Yeah.
there's boxing fights. Overall, how you said martial arts, like dangerous, I choose
Sure.
this path and dangerous everywhere, but,
yeah, the
so,
path is
yeah,
treacherous.
exactly.
Listen, the other night on Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series, was it that with a dude
Yeah.
with a massive friggin' cut on his forehead?
Yeah, like a
That
kind
shit
of,
was
T,
huge.
T sign, yeah. Yeah, so look, it's same
It was
thing.
like all the way down to the bone. It was crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is what
exactly.
it is. That's what happens.
Yeah. So
Right.
yeah.
Anybody in the world that would think that this is going to hurt or is going to damage you more than a spinning elbow or like a shin bone to the face on a I don't know, like a kick with a shin bone right
Yeah,
across the
roundhouse
forehead.
straight to the face. Yeah, that's
Yeah. Come
Yeah,
on, man.
Yeah, and then also, sorry guys, one small thing about it. The for session, especially, we will come back a little bit back. They've programmed at Jackson Wing. They are now, working. Especially, I'm working with coach. Very different movements. Like a very specific boom head movement, or very very like precise like punches, and you're like, you know what? If you will like have kind of plan and fight smart, there can be like nothing. You can fight, and then here we go. So kind of, like Murat, kind of my style. Like first time I did with Jimmy Rivera,
Yep.
it was like first introducing. I to try to understand, how I can move and all that stuff. But he was a little bit bigger than me, but I think I lost that fight because it was his hometown, and I missed some, clinching. Other than that, I think that fight was in my pocket, but there was a couple issues and I lost it. I'm like, okay, well, I'll come back stronger.
Do you watch fights do you watch the BKFC when you're not fighting? You paying attention?
yeah.
We asked Murat. He said he
Yes,
trains.
I
You don't
do.
really watch.
Yeah, I am very like strategic for those things, especially 135 and 45. And I called to the BKFC matchmakers, hey guys, if you need someone October 4th, where was Mike Perry and in the
Yeah,
and see
Jeremy Steven.
I forgot who pulled out. Something happened if in co-main event, or forgot his name.
Oh, Frank! It was the Frankie Edgar versus
Yes, exactly.
versus Jimmy Rivera. They were getting
Yeah.
so they were asking
Yeah.
you to take a rematch against Jimmy, basically.
No, there was other guy, 155, and I can't remember his name. He was from New Jersey too. And,
Mike Trizano.
I think so. And,
Yes, because
and
they ended up getting De Leon. They got what's his name, J Leon, something like that,
yes.
to fight
Yeah.
Mike Trizano. So that could have been you.
Yeah. And then he said no. I'm like, okay, well, so we'll see. But
Dang, that would have been nice too.
yeah, that will be like good match. Even like not my division, I'll just go check my weight, and I'm ready to fight tomorrow.
So when your coaches that are teaching you to evade punches and punch and not get hit and save yourself in a bare knuckle fight, do you guys all watch Mike Perry fight Jeremy Stevens, and do your coaches say don't do what Mike Perry does?
We didn't watch all together, but I did watch by myself. My opinion, brother, guys, every person has his personality and style.
Yeah, Mike's is
This
crazy.
is why I'm interesting. This is why Perry interesting. This is why like Jimmy Rivera interesting. I think some areas there's like guys can be like more precise, more like strategically like movements, making some movements, but at some point it fight, you know, you miss one punch and then you forgot all your like plan or your like combination, or and it's gone. You're like, okay, I'll just instantly fight. Most fighters try to do that, but we reach out that point with Coach Wing, and then when I hit that point, I'm like, okay, first I'm fighting with my thoughts, then I'll come back. It will just few seconds, and I'm like, okay, I'm in the track right now. And then there's so many psychological things, you know, going on, but I think every fighter is different. But that main event was huge, and it put a lot of attention and brought a lot of different people from different industry, and of course views, guys. That was crazy fight. And there was also my friend was fighting from New York, Irakli. There was the in BKFC, it was first time how they hit each other and was knocked down, or like it both
The
they
double,
like,
the double
the
knockdown.
double knockdown.
exactly, exactly, yes,
Yes.
it was like a double. And in the and unfortunately he lost it, but it was very close fight.
How do you say that guy? It was Oliver versus Vignola. I don't know how to say his name at all.
If you can share his face, I can't remember.
I know exactly, like the but I know who you're talking about. It's like Irakli.
Yes, Iraqi, yes. Yes, he's a Georgian guy from New York. Yes.
It's very hard for me to pronounce. His name is
exactly.
This is the episode of hard names to pronounce for us. I mean, bear with us here,
including mine. Yeah.
So you said that main event drew so much attention. When you guys like you and Murat and everybody that comes out of your gym are so strategic, and you guys go in there with game plans and whatnot. When you watch a guy like Mike Perry, who will say before his fight that I will break your hands with my face and then I'll break your face with my hands, do you think that is a maniac mentality and it works for him? Like,
I love it so much.
I love it too. I love that that's his style. He's willing to take punches to the face to break your hands, and then he's good. It's amazing how he walks through those things. What are your thoughts as such a technical fighter when you watch something like that?
Those videos, I watched it, and in what they saying, it brings me a lot of motivation and in the energy and in anxiety. How oh my God, I want to do similar or something close to them, because they are such a big name now in the world. See how they came from MMA. And then boom, superstars in new industry, which is really good. And plus, I saw how Conor pushing them too, but they giving me, this energy to come back to the gym, train a little more harder, and then just show like similar performance, where you can have highlights for forever in your life, and inspire someone around the world. So, yeah.
Having Conor part of the company really took it to another level for sure. I mean, the product itself was already an amazing product.
Yes,
but just
100%.
having that name recognition tied to it now is just taking it to the moon. It's unbelievable what they're doing.
Yes, 100%. It took off like airplane. My opinion now, this new industry, like exactly same happened with UFC. They was a little bit struggling in the beginning, but when they found correct people and sponsors, it's just unbelievable, like superjet.
Yep.
I'm expecting another like 5, maybe max is 10 years. BKFC will be like huge. Their cap will be like huge amount of like money. So, and then of course they will have more options and opportunities to bring more high level fighters, media, and in the contracts and so many things. And plus, if you saw, guys, and for sure you saw how they are making collaboration with people from Middle East, how they making like special contracts. And I was watching, I'm like looking for the new things, and I'm like, whoa, there's like a big wallet. So
absolutely,
international market is
where exactly. And then there's going Australia, Europe, especially in Bulgaria. There's like a lot of events they make in Italy, and then the people from Europe, start watching, and
yeah, it's blowing up. It's moving super fast, and it's crazy that it's been like just a short time, about 7 years, and everything that's happened, the snowball, and it's moving fast like an avalanche, really, because it's almost consuming everybody that's part of it, because it's moving so fast. Like, if they have so many events, right? They just have so many, and they have a lot of people on the roster, and there's still people that can't get fights, and they're having events constantly. So that just kind of shows how fast they're moving, because it's like, if they didn't have Connor buy in and they weren't having 2-3 shows, then you'd be fighting like once a year, maybe once every 2 years. Like it's just so crazy that there's an opportunity to get on a card
100%.
every few months. Like there is an opportunity. It's wild. I can't believe it. Like we couldn't have never seen it moving this quick.
Yeah, and also Connor did a good job bringing different audience from like MMA area, you know, because he posting a lot of stuff in social media, and then the people who was watching him like MMA fighter now start seeing something new. Oh, bare knuckle, no gloves over there, you know, and then slowly more people, more investors, more money overall, more fighters coming to our industry, you know, to BKFC overall for bare knuckle stuff. So
I was very surprised to see their newest sponsor, GNC, was on. If you look at the mat for BKFC 82, their newest sponsor was GNC, which is awesome. The nutrition, you know, GNC, they sell supplements. They're in like every single mall you ever go to. They sell protein and vitamins and energy drinks, and they're a massive brand. And they're a new sponsor, and nothing against all the sponsors they've had so far, because they have had and do have some big sponsors, but that's like, that shows like a mainstream commercial brand that is buying into the product.
It's a worldwide product. It's like, you know, they had a lot of Florida-based sponsors like Incaholics and Amnesia Vodka is from Florida, and like those are all great sponsors, but worldwide sponsor like GNC,
that one is.
It's in every mall in America. It's in every mall in Europe. You know what I mean? Like we were deployed into the Middle East, and GNCs are in like the Kuwaiti mall had a GNC in it. You know what I mean? It was like Qatar. I went to Qatar. There was a GNC in Qatar. So it's like they're freaking everywhere. Yeah. So they're getting mainstream worldwide sponsorship now. They're getting TV deals. But we got to get you a fight, Bekhzod. So
guys, let's go.
Listen, there's a few events left on the year here. The California one that we've been talking about is next month. I think you and Roberto Armas is a good fight. I said that earlier, but Nate Maness is the number 5 fighter in your division right now, and he comes from the UFC. He's a former UFC fighter, so that would be a nice one too. So either one of those fights, how soon would you be ready to go if they wanted to put you on a card?
Oh, it depends what division. If they will ask me for 135, I need 2 weeks to cut my weight and I'm done. If 135, I need a couple weeks. You know, like start drinking water, blah blah blah, and then boom, cut my weight. 45, 55, less than a week.
Than a week.
55, if you need, okay, back tomorrow, I will just fly, no problem.
Oh, that's your walk around weight.
Around 156.7.
See,
so I'm in perfect way, and it's because I'm not like following nutritionist and they're not following like my meals, you know, but I'm still staying in shape because I know if something will come, I want to be ready to cover anybody over there, and there's like, I'm ready. So
and at 155, you're not worried about these guys that are dropping down from 170, 175 to fight 155.
Yes, there's very
you're just gonna fight whatever.
Most likely, Coach Wing will not like it, but if they really need me, I'm open it. I'm ready to cover somebody to show good performance, good highlights. Win and get out from their cage and come back, and it means I'm going to show, I want to stay active, guys. Since February, nothing happened. I'm trying to walk around, talk to David, talk to Nate, talk to my managers. Oh, they hate me already, my managers. I'm coming every day. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? You know, and they will see me and try hide. Okay, Beck will ask again about BKFC fight, you know. But we'll see. I hope they will give me some chance. We have a good November and December. I think December they dropped it in Florida, I think in Hollywood. And in November, something will happen too. I'm not sure exactly where, but I'm free to go anywhere.
I can tell you right now that the December
Uh-huh.
5th, I think it's December 5th is the date for it.
Mhm.
If you can get on there, and maybe like even the Roberto Armas fight that we brought up earlier, because
Mhm.
Armas has fought a lot down there, and he's getting a more of a name down there. If you can get yourself on that December 5th card, I believe that's going to have massive eyes on it because they're stacking that one up. And right now it's Palomino
Merry
and Trout.
Christmas.
Yeah, Palomino and Trout is at the top of that card.
Yeah.
I believe we could see the title for your division on that card.
Oh, that's gonna be amazing, guys. If your support, if your thoughts and wish, I hope they will hear us. I hope they will hear me and how I'm excited to go, and they will send me contract. I already have a contract. I actually forgot to tell you guys. I'm still waiting for 2 my fights under my contract. I signed a 3-deal contract, so I have 2 more fights to finish it by this year. So I have a November and December. I can make physically, 2 fights if I'm gonna follow this schedule. But for sure, I want to make at least 1, and it will be like perfect for that. December. Florida will be great. I have a lot of audience who can come in and they say, "Hey, what's up?" In there.
I hope that you get a fight. I think you're exciting. I think you and Murat both coming out of that Jackson Wink gym. I think you're both killers, and you will both do damage in your divisions. You have already made a name for yourself in the company. I think it makes sense to get you a fight. I hate to see fighters your caliber sitting on the shelf for this long.
Yeah.
So Bekhzod, final words. I know you just said a lot. I mean, do you have a final message that you want to say before we let you go tonight?
To be honest, guys, just wait until when I will be in the cage and watch some beautiful highlights. Other than that, I'm every day at the gym training, working, and yeah, think that's it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on here tonight. Bekhzod Usmonov, he is a bad boy in that 135-pound division, but he's ready for a 145 or in a 155 or 2. Anybody that wants it can get it. Mike, you got anything else for Bekhzod?
Listen, we got to see you in the damn squared circle
100%.
ASAP, right? Nate Shook, you watching? Dave Feldman, Conor McGregor. Listen, this guy, we got to get him in there. He is ready. And not only you're ready, you're on the cusp of a title shot here. I mean, you are either fighting for a title next or you're fighting to fight for a title next.
Very
I mean,
close.
there's no other way. Those are the two. That's the fork in the road. Are you going to fight and then fight for a title, or are you fighting for a title? That's it. It's got to happen. You can see your skills. You can see your growth. We got to see you in there. Let's hope for December. Let's cross our fingers. Let's keep talking
100%.
about December. It's
Thank you,
only
Mike.
October, right? Let's just keep talking about December and see if we can get you on that card, or at least get you on a card before then. I think, you know what? They say closed mouths don't get fed. So it's time to keep on putting your face out there, putting out some stuff. So let's get you back on here again soon, and keep talking about your fights, and let's put some stuff out on social media, and hopefully the brass is like, all right, they're correct. We need to get Bekhzod on a card. Let's go. So
awesome, guys. Thank you so much. That was awesome. That was a really good conversation. We talk about different stuff, but it was good. I like how we, wrapped it up, everything.
You got everything in there, my friend. Well, thank you so much for coming on. You're always welcome back. Hopefully you do fight in December, because maybe we'll go there and we'll be able to see you fight live. Once again, fight live, because we did see you actually fight before.
Awesome.
Take care, man. Thank you for coming on. And everybody else, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have
Later,
a good day,
Bekhzod.
guys. See you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Peace, man. Take care.
Yo, so nice talking to both of those guys. I was trying to figure out the link for Oluwale is not working through Instagram.
Oh,
And
fun times. It's always fun. You know,
He-
live StreamYard is always a good time.
yeah, so he is attempting. I've sent him a few different options here. Hold on, just talk
let's,
amongst yourselves for a second. Bring up a topic and I'll talk to you about it. Tell me
Yeah,
something.
well, I mean, what better topic to talk about than New Jersey? I mean, this card, and let me tell you, when they say there's a card in the Northeast, I love it so much because we're so used to traveling so far to go to all these different events that like just jumping in a car and driving a few hours and being exactly where we need to be, it is the best. It's also very odd too because it's just a weird feeling to be in work and then the same day be with the BKFC people because I feel like it's like a double life. Being there is like living a different life than I'm living every day going to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. We spent 3 hours driving in the car down there, guys. 3
Yes.
hours and all the way from Connecticut to Newark. We came up with some questions for the press conference, and I feel like we have to give ourselves a little bit of a pat on the back because every highlight that came from that press conference, the pre-fight press conference, yeah, the Barry Horowitz for a second.
The Barry Horowitz, exactly what I thought of.
Yeah,
Oh
give
my
us.
God. For you WWF, old school WWF fans, you know
Yeah,
Barry Horowitz, the
yeah.
old jobber. He was like the most popular
But
jobber there was.
dude, the two questions that I got to ask, every highlight that came out of that damn press conference were off of those two questions, man. And the thought process behind this was if we ask David if the fighters involved in the main event will get a shot at a world title, that was everybody wants to see Dave Mundell and Mike Perry fight, right? That was kind of like the angle we were going for. But if Jeremy
Including us.
right, including us, and if Jeremy Stevens wins, he moves to 4-0, and who wouldn't want to see a Jeremy Stevens Julian Lane fight at 165 pounds? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like
Fantastic. We're
he
still
come
probably going to see that fight.
right. It just made sense to ask that question, thinking that it would get both Mike Perry either saying I already what he was going to say, like I already beat him twice. Why would I want to do it?
Yep.
And then Jeremy Stevens saying Jeremy Stevens can talk too. He would say some things like I'll beat whatever.
We look at all that though.
It didn't
Looking at
go
all the
that.
angles.
It didn't go that way.
No.
No way in hell did Mike and I think that asking that question was going to get Conor McGregor to go at it with
Way
Mike Perry.
fired up.
Like, oh my God, when he
He
was
was
when he
way
called him
fired up about that.
he called him when he called him Michael.
Oh, Michael Perry. He said, Michael Perry, a fart in the wind. And the thing is obviously we talked to Mike after that, and we've talked to Conor
Dude.
also, and we've talked to other people, and we try to find out like, okay, and fans like, do you like when Conor does that? And what by that I mean like he's kind of being aggressive, right? Or not even kind of. He's being aggressive against a fighter. Is he at that point though? I was actually looking at it a different way. And yes, he was being aggressive against Mike Perry, but in a way, I kind of understand, and he's got his own way about doing it. It's not like he's saying like, "Hey, I really think you should do this. It's the right thing to do." You know what I mean? He's doing it in his way. He's the way that he's going to do it because that Conor McGregor's a showman, and he is who he is, right? So he says it in his own words. But I understand where he's coming from because he wants. I think it's a good thing. I actually I know that McGregor likes Perry.
Yes.
Sure, they have this thing going on, but they also have this thing going on because they're competitors, but also Conor McGregor's invested. So they also have this bond as well. And then they also have this respect. You know what I'm saying? So there's these three different angles that it comes from. But I really do see the respect in it because I see McGregor wanting Perry to have legacy. You know what I'm saying? I can see it. I see that Conor wants, he knows that Mike's great. Everybody loves Mike Perry. If you don't like Mike Perry, I don't like you. That's how it's going to go. he's great for the sport. He's the face of the sport. He has done so much for it. He has fought some incredible fights, including this past weekend. But for legacy, for him to be a champion and go down as an actual champion, and he is the king of violence. And I do think that stands tall. But to be a champion, I get it. I like saying you need to be an actual champion. And I understand.
Yes. And also being a businessman like Connor is and seeing how much of a draw Mike Perry is in the world of combat sports right now, he sees a little bit of himself in Mike Perry. You know what I'm saying? He knows that if Mike Perry and the star that he is right now, his popularity is higher than it's ever been. He sees if you slap a freaking world title belt around his waist, now you have one of the biggest names in all of combat sports who's making a name for himself across all platforms with his own company, and he's got DBX, he's got the Overdogs podcast, which is very popular. Plus, he's the king of violence. He is viral every time he freaking gets in front of a microphone. Connor sees all that shit, and I think that he probably thinks to himself, if he beats Dave Mondell and gets a world title around his waist, now I have one of the top 10 names in combat sports in the world with a world title on his waist in my company. That's why he wants him to fight for that title so bad.
Yep. Yeah, and we've spoken even this weekend a lot about how BKFC, sure, it's new. We're about 7 years now. It's getting into, like, it's not super new, but it is still a new sport overall. We have two tiers of fighters. We have the bare knuckle fighting championship fighters tier, and then we have the money tier. You know what I mean? Like the popular fighters. They come in for 1, 2, 3 fights. It needs to merge at some point. And names need to start holding belts and be in the mix. And I understand the money aspect of it, where they say, okay, well, if Mike Perry wins the title, who's he going to fight? X, Y, and Z. People don't know this guy, or you know what I mean? But it's like at some point it has to happen. So if the draw isn't as big now, it's going to be eventually, because then people can see, hey, I want to go watch Mike Perry. I don't know who this other person is that's ranked number 1 or number 2.
But maybe he'll be Mike Perry.
But maybe he will, right? Oh, he's going to fight Josh Dyer. Oh, everyday person doesn't know who Josh Dyer is. We know who Josh Dyer is, and he's got actual skills in bare knuckle. Let him present that on the big stage so people can understand.
Yeah, and then you're making superstars in your
guy. Yeah, right. It has to happen. It has to happen at some point. It's just, when are they actually going to allow it to happen? It has to happen. It's just part of it. It has to.
I see where they're going with it. It would just be, like I said, to have a name like that being a world champion in the organization would take it to another level for sure. And it might draw in some more big names and all that. It's just like you said, a snowball effect. It just keeps on growing and growing and growing. Why don't we bring in Oluwale, who was fantastic in his debut in the BKFC this past Saturday night in Newark. Mike, go ahead and bring him on.
Let's go. When we come back, we'll be joined by Oluwale Bamgbose. Let's go.
There he is. All these technical difficulties, but we got it. We made it, man.
Yes.
Figured it out.
Yes.
You know, that's the beauty of doing a live podcast. You know what I mean? If the links don't work, we look like a fucking bunch of jerks. But we battled through. We showed resilience, and we got this thing going. How you doing, man?
Got you on here.
Good. You guys made it happen. I'm glad. Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you know what?
Couldn't have done it without you.
We made a lot of things happen in the last few days, didn't we? This team right here, these three, we got stuck at a press conference, but we made it back to the hotel safe. You know what I'm saying?
That's hilarious. See?
Yeah.
It's meant to happen.
Yeah. So, man, you made your debut in the BKFC the other night. We've been talking with a couple killers, a couple guys from Jackson Wink, Murat and Bekhzod, and I feel the same way. I feel like the three guests that we had on the show tonight, all three of you guys can do some serious damage in your respective divisions. And a matter of fact, Murat Kilimetov is a 205er, and he's 3-0, ranked number 5 in the cruiserweight division. And I just realized that you're a cruiserweight, and he's looking for a fight. I don't know how soon you want to get back in there, and I'm not trying to be a. What's that?
He's a BKFC guy?
Yeah. Murat Kilimetov out of Jackson Wink. He is 3-0 with 3 finishes. The first fight was a second round TKO, and the next 2 were first round knockouts. And he's looking like a real hot prospect out of Jackson Wink. And he was basically saying he's ready to fight anyone, anytime, anywhere tonight. And this was not my plan, right? Like right now, I just realized that you're a 205er and he's a 205er, and you look like you didn't really take any damage the other night. And you look pretty damn good in the ring. So
yeah. So to be honest, I'm not a 205er. That's light heavyweight. I am not a 205er. However, I
205. Yeah, it's cruiserweight in BK.
Cruiserweight. Yeah. I believe cruiserweight is 195. If I'm
it's 205 in BKFC.
205.
Oh, 205. Yeah. Oh, but my fight was at 195.
Oh, yeah, it was like so in the middle.
Right. I thought your fight was considered a cruiserweight fight. I guess I was wrong.
It probably was, because I know that middleweight and light heavyweight is under. So yeah, it's weird how they do it. So yours was kind of like a catch. Yours was like a catch weight bout, basically.
Yeah, I gotta look at the weights. I gotta look at the weight class, because remember, BKFC is different from boxing.
Yeah,
boxing,
exactly.
MMA, all three are different. So they probably all three have different weight classes. So what I need to do is I need to educate myself on BKFC's weight classes. But I was assuming, because I know what's his name? Lorenzo Hunt.
Yeah, Lorenzo Hunt. Yep.
He fights at 185. He was the 185 champ, I believe.
Yep.
And he was also the 105 champ.
He was the
205 champ.
Oh, 205. Okay, so there's no 195 then.
But you're not wrong, because I think when he fought Hector Lombard, they fought at like 195. So like, yeah, it is weird, but yeah, it is light heavyweight. Say that again.
They should make that a weight class, if I'm being honest.
They should.
No, they should be. I don't want to go no higher than 195, if I'm being honest. Because I'm a 185. Like, I weighed in good after sweating, busting my ass, 187. So I could have lost the 2 pounds easy. But, because my fight was at 195, because I still like to come in shape. I only took that weight for Carl, because Carl was coming at, I believe he was I think he was like 230. So I didn't want him drained. I like a real fight. I'm gonna say something, man. I'm a fighter's fighter, bro. Like, I'm not stupid. However, I like to be reasonable, right? If a guy's having trouble cutting weight, I don't want him ending up in the hospital fighting me. Okay, we'll fight at a higher weight class. I don't necessarily have to come at that high weight, but I'm gonna come shape. But I'll make things more comfortable for you, so we can put on a good fight. So that's what I did for Carl.
Yeah, I love that. And you make a good point with the weight classes. We'll get off the weight classes in a second, but they are their own entity. You know what I mean? BKFC, they made BKFC. BKFC got it legalized in the United States, and they basically could make their own. They could have made those weight classes anything they fucking wanted, and they did. They got 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85. 205. 95 is the only one that they jumped in the entire freaking thing. It doesn't make any sense.
They got to make that, because that's the weight class that me and Carl fought in. And not for nothing, there could be some heavy hitting guys in that division for sure. And
you just mentioned Lorenzo Hunt. As great as he was at 205 and as great as he was at 185, everybody saw him at 185, and he cuts a ton of weight to 185. 205, he's great there too, and he went up to heavyweight. But I feel like 195, a guy like you and Lorenzo would be a fantastic fight at 195. You know what I mean? Like,
as much as I like that guy,
Yeah.
I feel like BKFC is going to offer us that fight. It's going to make a lot of money, and I'm going to 100% do it. I also feel like, for some reason, I want I feel like Chris Kamakosi is an easier fight than Lorenzo Hunt, obviously. Because
Now,
Hunt,
Chris Camozzi is the 205 champion right now. So Chris Camozzi's 205 champ. You would have to go up to 205, but when you say something like that, and so with that said, you do feel like you could go up to 205 and take the belt from Chris Camozzi,
I mean,
right?
I feel like I'm a better fighter than Chris Kamakosi. And let me I don't know if you guys know a little bit of a backstory me and him have,
No.
but I'm training with a little bit of people. So back in the day when I was in the UFC, I was supposed to train with Chris Weidman. So I came first initially to Chris's gym. He agreed. I came the second time and he was on a bike. So I'm like, bro, I'm here. Like, let's work. You know, nothing crazy. Just, you know, we both in the UFC. Let's put in some work. This motherfucker was like, excuse my language, but he was like, yo, man, my back, my neck, you know, and he was on the bike, like going hard on the bike. So my whole thing is I traveled to come here. And this is my career, bro. Like, I take this shit serious, just like I'm sure any fighter will take it serious. But the fact that he was inconsiderate about my career and just worried about his, which to me is kind of idiotic, because when you're a top quality fighter, you need to train with top quality guys. Because if you train with the same guys, you're not going to elevate. So I'm thinking he sees value in me, but I see value in him because, you know, he can grapple and he's champ, or he was the champ. And I figured, you know, I could get my overall game better with him. But he probably saw me, and this was fresh off after the Paulo loss. Even though I lost, I put on a hell of a fight. So I don't know if he was scared. I don't know what the hell the deal was, but he ended up like turning me away. And then Gene Vellante, one of his boys, he calls him like he's his servant. Hey, Gene, yo, give this dude some rounds so he can leave me alone, kind of a thing. So I'm pissed the whole time because I'm like, damn, I came here to get work with somebody I respect that's already cracked top 5, and I'm trying to crack top 10, top 15. And he's giving me political bullshit. So I ended up doing some rounds with Gene Vellante, but he's not why I came there for. But fast forward, I ended up like I think I got an interview, and I ended up ousting my feelings about Chris. Like, he's like a narcissist. So Chris Kamakosi decides to interject and say, yo, man, what did he say? He was like, who are you? He don't know you. Like, he doesn't owe you shit.
So you were upset with Chris Weidman, and Camozzi jumped in on it. That's
Dude jumps
okay.
in on it, and I'm like, bro, why you bandwagon and like basically cocksucking Chris? Bro, shut up. Shut the hell up. Mind your business. And I think Anthony Smith also said something too. That annoying ET looking motherfucker. He said that shit. He said something too. Smith, Anthony Smith, and Chris Kamakosi, both of them had something to say. Oh, Chris doesn't owe you anything. He doesn't have to train with you. This and that. And I'm like, bro, as fighters, yo, Mike came to my gym one time in New York. And you know what I did? I embraced him with open arms, because that's what I do. Whether he was in the UFC or not, if you're a pro and you humbled yourself enough to come to my gym, I don't care what I'm doing. I'm going to stop and I'm going to cater to you, man. I'm going to put in some work with you because I know your time is limited. And
which Mike are we talking about here? We talking about Perry? Perry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and him are like, you know, we cool, bro. Like, we're friends. Yeah. You know, I mean, outside of the fight game, like, we're cool, man. We vibed when we were in the UFC. We clicked. Yeah. You know, this is when he was with his other girlfriend. I mean, his, I don't even know what she is, but his first girlfriend. But then they had to fall out, and then he's with his wife now. But yeah, that was like a few years ago. But anyways, Mike came to my gym, and that's like me turning Mike away. Like, yo, Mike, my back, man, my you know, I don't know, my shoulders, my wrist, like coming up with excuses. I don't do that, bro. Like, you come to my gym, we're gonna put in work, you know, and we're gonna keep that shit between us, and we're gonna get better quietly. And I've been to Dan Henderson's gym where I got to train with Sean Strickland and Sam Alvey. I've been to Duke Rufus's gym where I got to train with Mercer and a couple of those guys over there too. Where else did I go? I went to Extreme Couture. I went to where else? Syndicate. You know, Tiger Showman. I have a couple of gyms I went to just to get better, man. And you know, Renzo Green,
and every one of them except brought you in and accepted you.
Yeah, we put in work, we got better, and we moved on. But you know, I feel like fighters who end up turning away other pros like themselves, they're insecure, in my opinion. They're insecure, and they don't want. I guess they don't. They have this selfish mindset where I don't want to help you get better. I just care about myself. But Chris's career drastically took a hit because he did not evolve. His striking didn't get better. His grappling was the same, and as a result, he got washed eventually. You know what I'm saying? And then Chris Kamikoze, another reason why I can't stand him is because I was supposed to win a bonus when I fought Daniel Serafian, and I caught a knockout, a viral knockout. Chris Kamikoze got that. His knockout was chosen over mine. I think he fought Joe Riggs, and he had a bullshit ass TKO finish over him. Nothing special, but they gave the bonus to him. So I don't know. Ever since then, because he was yapping his mouth, and he got that bonus. Man, if I could just fight him, just to fight him, no belt on the line, just a grudge match, that would be great. Just put that shit on the paper. Yeah. Sure, he'd agree because I'm pretty sure he thinks he can kick my ass, and I know for a fact I can kick his ass, especially with BKFC rules.
I'm pretty sad here now because he's up at 205 and he's a champ, and you're saying you want to fight at 195. I'm like, this fight's gonna happen now after all this shit.
I'll come up. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I will fight at 195. He can come out whatever way he wants. How about that? He could fight. He could come in at 220, and I don't think that's smart with a guy like me. Yeah, I swear to God, just a grudge match, just straight up, just for the fans. Just me and you, like a street fight. And that's basically what BKFC is, man. And let me tell you something. I'm as real as it gets when it comes to stuff like that, if I'm being honest with you. And I'm a real man. You got beef with me? Let's settle like real men. Let's scrap. In the backyard. It could just be me and you. Nobody gotta be there. And we both know what happened. But in this case, it'll be me and Chris Kamikoze in front of millions of fans. Even better, man. Because you was talking a lot of smack, man. I ain't like that. And look at karma. Look at karma. I'm in the same league as you, man. You just fight at 205. It's cool. I'll let you come
only
at
10 pounds away. But only 10 pounds away.
The dangerous thing about me is, even though I'm a 185er, 195er, I hit like a heavyweight, bro. And I'm fast like a lightweight. So it'll be in your best interest to come in at a lower weight. Because you're gonna have to carry that. And I'm gonna pick you apart. And I'm gonna bang. I like to bang too. So I'm gonna get you tired either way. And I don't play with my cardio now. I don't play with my cardio and my rest because I'm a very output fighter. I put a lot of energy, everything, man. And I like to bang. Every punch I throw is hard because that's just who I am. I don't care. And I want to hurt you because this is the hurt business. And I learned it the hard way. You got to be the hammer or you're going to be the nail. So with that being said, if Chris Kamikoze wants to come in at 250, go ahead. I don't care. I'm still going to fuck you up. I'm going to rip your face off with every punch. I promise you. Just him.
Yo, your size and energy is built for this $25 million tournament that they're talking about doing, because the weight classes, that the weight classes are 185 to 275, right?
Even better.
And like, just like you just said, someone like yourself could come in there at 185, 190 pounds and fight their way through a few rounds of the tournament and end up scrapping with a 275er at some point. I don't know how the hell they're getting it sanctioned or whatever, but that's what they're talking about. So we saw your energy the other night and we're seeing it now, but I want to ask you about that. You fought in the UFC, you fought all over the place. What were your thoughts about the event itself, the energy in the event, the pacing of the event, and your fight with Carl? Like it was a great night all around. I wanted to get your thoughts on it.
100%. And just to touch on the $25 million I guess tournament, I think the way they get it approved is Kumite style. You know, back in the day, and I'm like that kind of a martial artist. An absolute division, no weight classes, just men. If you're a real man, sign up. If
Absolutely.
you ain't, stay your ass home.
You might have to do that outside the United States, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
We could do that in Saudi Arabia. They will totally approve that. But I think that'll work. But anyways, just to answer your questions, it was amazing, bro. BKFC, I'm very proud of how professional and how euphoric BKFC has become, because it almost mirrors the UFC, if I'm being honest. You know, like with regards to the hype, with regards to the showmanship, with regards to the fans, with regards to, the build up. It was just very, it was very special to be a part of. I felt like I was in the UFC. It definitely gave me that kind of a vibe, that kind of a feel. And Carl, he actually has more UFC fights than me. He's lost to someone that I also lost to as well, but I went the distance with the guy that beat him. We both fought Cesar Ferreira, and that's how I was actually able to dissect what my game plan would be to fight Carl, because I saw how someone like Cesar Ferreira dismantled him fairly easily. No offense to Carl, but Cesar Ferreira, like, he submitted him in the first round, put him to sleep. Cesar Ferreira couldn't get past my guard. So that's when I knew that I'm stronger than Carl. I knew that just because of that alone. You know what I mean? Cesar Ferreira couldn't pass my guard, and he tried to ground and pound me and finish me. That didn't work either. And when we were striking, he took me down because he did not want to strike with me. And I get it. And he's pretty well-rounded, so he was just trying to win the fight, and he did. However, we went the distance. So that's what gave me a taste of what kind of game plan I could have for Carl. He's strong, he's big, but I don't think he's stronger than me, and I don't think he hits harder than me. And that was my reason. I made Cesar bleed. He did not make Cesar bleed or break a sweat. So if you fight me, you most likely gonna bleed. Most likely, I promise you. I might bleed too. I might not. I don't really bleed. I'm telling you, I was born for this, man. I'm so glad I'm still in shape too, because when I was younger, I was even more of like I was more of a mutant. Like, I did not get hurt, bro. Like, and if I did, I'll get bruises. Like, even with this fight, I got like a little knot, but I don't really cut easily, and I don't like to get hit too. Well, I like to get hit.
I feel like you didn't get hit much. I rewatched the fight twice, and mean, you just kind of did your thing. Every time you landed clean, not even if you every time you landed a decent shot, he went down. It was like you were just very fast. I don't know if he was ready for it, not ready for it. I have no idea, but you could tell, like, you did your thing out there. You went out and you were just, especially the spin, like, that was a very confusing. You went out there, you did a little spin, and people waiting for like a backhand, and obviously that's not legal, but you didn't do it. So you just kind of just spun around. It was like, wait, what the hell? Boom. And then you caught him.
Yeah.
He was not ready for that at all. I don't think anybody was ready for that. If you watch the replay to that, actually, you see Feldman in particular. Did you watch it? You see Feldman on the side. He jumps up and he's like, you could see him put his hands on his head, like, holy shit, like he was, he loved it. Watch the replay of you doing the spin and then hitting. You see, everybody jumped up on the side. Nobody was ready for that. And Roberson, he wasn't ready for it. But it was like, after that, everything that you landed, he was down. So, like, yeah, man, you're super fast and powerful, which, hey, and BKFC, you got to be first. This is a sport where you got to be first. You have to be.
The rounds favor me too, because it's only 2 minutes. So I've struggled with like gassing out. I'm not gonna lie, I've struggled with gassing out, and obviously over the years I've gotten that better. Like this fight, man, I look great, bro. I could have did another round easily, a few more rounds, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to see how much he could handle, and I always do that, bro. And I'm gonna definitely do that at BKFC. I'm always gonna test the cardio and the chin of my opponent and his ability to take blows, because that's what I'm good at, creating and distributing damage, bro. That's just what I'm good at. I'm gonna land. I have long arms, 79 reach, bro. I think my arms got longer actually. They used to be 78. It's
How did
79.
that happen? How did you do it?
I don't know. God did.
Yeah.
God did. God
Just
did.
doing dead hangs. He's been doing dead hangs all day, every
man.
day.
Bro, I maintained my power, and I probably got stronger, probably, because now I'm 38, so I got that grown man strength, even though I still look like I'm in my 20s or early 30s. And I still maintain my speed, and my arms got longer. What the fuck? I was born for this, literally.
Listen, you say God did it. You call yourself the Holy War Angel. Where did that nickname come from?
So, all right. So, quick story. So back in the day, like when I was around 22, 23, I had a bad breakup with a girl, and instead of like, I don't know, like turning to the streets or other women and drugs and alcohol and just being sad, depressed, or whatever, I decided to put my attention towards a passion that I always wanted to fulfill, which was become a fighter. So I was just tired of being depressed about that breakup, and I decided to fight. And it was at that moment where God, prior, he was like, listen, instead of being depressed and wasting your life or your potential, fight. That still small voice, fight, and fight for me, fight for you. And it was almost like, I felt like challenged. I'm like, you know what, you're right, man. I was like, whatever voice this is, you're right. And then I took it further. I said, you know what, since I feel like God gave me the idea of becoming a fighter, because I just have all this built up tension, and it wasn't just from my ex, it was just life in general. I was just very unhappy, and instead of, again, being, using that aggression or unhappiness in a wrong way, I decided to turn it into something more positive. And that's sometimes why I fight, where it looks like I fight with a lot of rage and anger, because life is so frustrating, bro. But you cannot let out that frustration in a bad way. You can't, because you will end up in jail or dead. So martial arts, professional fighting, combat sports has given me an outlet to let out all of my frustration, and I'm so glad for it, because that's what sports, martial arts is for. Combat sports and martial arts, that's what it's for. But anyways, because God gave me the idea, I figured, you know what, let me pray about a nickname that connects to God and this idea that he's given me. And I went to church a few times during that time, and then I like the word holy, because God is holy, he's sovereign, he's omnipotent, and if I'm going to be a fighter, war, it's going to be war, right? And then angel. So then I put all three together, and it just sound crazy. Like, I mean, like good.
Yeah.
And I was the holy war angel. Wow.
Damn, dude.
That's how I came up with it, man, with prayer and seeking God. God came up with that name for me. And then it's a pretty powerful name, because I have to be held accountable for a name like that. You could only imagine, right? So that's another reason why I come out to Christian music. I come out to music that uplifts, because I'm a representative of God, and his army. So that's what I literally feel, and I feel like that's what God instilled in me. So everywhere I go as the Holy War Angel, I need to reflect his kingdom, his army, and his might. So when I fight, I'm thinking about this, bro. I'm thinking about God's angels. Are they weak? Are they weak? They're not weak. Feel your power. So this is what I'm thinking. So every punch, every blow, every movement, it's like an angel, literally, bro. And then when I walk out the ring, I'm back to my normal self. But when I'm in there, you're fighting a war angel. Good luck. Good luck, literally. Good luck. And I already had the tools that I have I feel like it was destined, bro. But the mindset, that was from God, bro. Because you could have the attributes, but if you don't have the mindset to control those attributes, what are you gonna do with those tools, those strengths? Nothing. But the fact that my mind, my spirit, my body, my soul are all intertwined, and that's what I feel like. That's what makes me so dangerous, bro. Like, it's gonna be hard to beat me, man. It's gonna be very, very hard to beat me. Very, very hard. Because I'm preparing to fight demons, bro. You a demon? You ain't a demon. So I'm gonna walk through you.
Damn, man.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, people got to hear you and get motivated. That's for sure. They should put you right back on a card. Like, did your hands take any damage in that fight the other night? Your hands
not
good?
Healing now, so it was a little swollen, but it's better. You know, it's my first time knuckle fight. It actually feels better than wearing MMA gloves, if I'm being honest. So I'm just icing it right now. I'm pretty sure in like a week or two, I should be 100%.
They got multiple. So we've been covering the BKFC, and we've been getting to events for 5 years now with these guys, and I know that a guy with your energy and your skill set, they would keep you busy. I think if you're willing to fight, pretty regularly, they got a whole roster of fighters that they need to match up. And I mean, they got the Holy War Angel here. We got the Archangel. I mentioned him earlier tonight. Jomi Escoboza. I think he's 10. What is his record, Mike? Is he 10-2 or something like that?
I'll look it up right now for you.
But
he's 10-2.
He's 10-2 in bare knuckle, and I think he's like 4-1 in the BKFC. He's a very, very highly regarded bare knuckle fighter, right in your weight class. He goes back and forth from 185 to 205. So I know that Jomi's always looking for a fight. I just feel like with the frequency,
he is 10-2.
10-2, right?
Yeah. But a few of his fights were in BYB when it was BYB. Now it's BKB.
My whole point is you got a ton of energy. You're marketable. You're powerful, fast. You can really get the job done in the squared circle. And they're putting out events every other freaking weekend, if not every weekend now. And I know that they have at least like 6 or 7 more events before December, before the end of the year. I mean, selfishly, I would want you to fight in Mohegan Sun on December 20th. Because you're from the Bronx, New York, and that's like 2 hours away from Mohegan Sun, and 30 minutes from me and Mike's, like 30 minutes from my house and 50 minutes from Mike's house or whatever. Get you on a card. So
there's 7 cards left this year.
There's 7 cards left. Do you want to get on one of these cards before the end of the year?
December sounds good, man. Actually, December 20th sounds good. But this is the thing, though. I also don't want to be too hasty as well. Because in terms of opponent, because the reason why I say that is because even in the UFC, like whoever they gave me, I fought, and I shouldn't have done that, but I did it because I also felt like I didn't have a choice. The UFC is one of those places where if they get you a fight, even if it's 1 week's notice, if you say no, they're probably going to cut you. You get what I'm saying? So because of that, I would say yes, even injured. When I fought Alicio Durachico, I was injured. I should have told the UFC, hey, I'm injured. Can we reschedule, rebook the fight? But I didn't. And that was one of my first and worst knockouts ever. You know what I mean? So for me, I don't mind, because you see even a guy like Yoel Morero, you see the guy he fought. The guy, I don't know who that guy was.
Theo Dukas.
If I could fight 1 or 2 guys like that, man, I would be open to it, man. I might even lie to you.
Yeah, why not, right? Like, you get a nice little Christmas present on December 20th. Have you ever fought at the Mohegan Sun?
No. I fought at Atlantic City, but Mohegan Sun, no.
No, it's a great. It's a
It's a nice place.
a great arena, man. It's
Okay.
fantastic. It's built. It's perfect for combat sports. Bellator made a living there for a long time. They were
Who's played there? Any
What's
professional
that?
team? Any professional teams that played there? No.
The only
WNBA.
So yeah, the WNBA Connecticut Sun play there. That's their home court. The Celtics, the Boston Celtics do some preseason games there every year.
Okay, all right.
And
But
Bellator was there a lot.
yeah, Bellator's been there. UFC's been there. They do a lot of boxing, like CES boxing, reality fights. They do a lot of fights there. So
what's the seating? The max seating?
I want to say it's like for a combat sport event. No, I think if it's for like concerts, it's like 10,000. But because they got to cut off like a portion of the arena for the backstage area and the ramp, I think 7,500 is the max for a combat sport event. And like Bellator used to sell that thing out all the time. It was actually Bellator's like home during COVID. You know how certain organizations found like their hub and they stayed there and they did all their events, like UFC did theirs in Jacksonville, Florida, and Fight Island. Those were the one they built in Vegas.
Yeah. Any fights in Vegas?
Not yet. They haven't opened up Vegas yet.
Feldman said, what did he say? By end of next year, they will be in Vegas, in Nevada. But they have not been legalized there yet.
So the only show in December is December 20th, or there's other shows too?
No,
there's other shows. So I can actually just list them real quick. So what we have coming up just next weekend is, well, we have Ice Wars coming up this weekend. It's not totally BKFC, but they do own that company. So we have BKFC Fight Night Hammond. So that's in Indiana. That's soon. Then we have Rome, Italy with Camozzi versus Sakara. After that, they're heading on November 1st to Michigan, where Mohawk is fighting Cavender. Following that, November 15th, they'll be in Palm Desert in California, Mundell versus Dyer. Then they're going to Dubai, which they haven't announced the fights, but that's November 22nd. And then heading into December, BKFC 86 in Hollywood, Florida, Trout versus Palomino. And then they move to Mohegan Sun on December 20th in Connecticut. And there's no fights yet on that card as well. So,
you said December, Florida, Hollywood, Florida. When is that? December what?
December 5th.
Oh, December 5th. Okay, Hollywood. Yeah. What arena is that?
It's the Hollywood Hard Rock.
Anything?
The one that looks like a guitar. If you've ever seen it, it's kind of like Fort Lauderdale, basically. Fort Lauderdale.
What's the seating?
I think it's 4,500 or 5,000, but it's an amazing place. That place is awesome.
Oh, so only like 5,000 seats?
Yeah.
They have sold it out. They
pretty much every time they go there.
So Feldman,
there's a lot of Cuban fighters down there that they pull.
So what David said though, Mike, right? Didn't David Feldman say that they love Hollywood Hard Rock, but they're starting to get to the point where they got to find a bigger space down there because at the beginning of this thing, you know, they would sell 3,500, 4,000 seats, and then it started going more up to 45 to 5,000, then 5,000 to 6,000,
7,000 for musical events.
So 7,000,
but they have to take a lot of seats out of there for the ring, so it's probably
like 65. It's probably like 6,000. So, but they have, what Feldman was saying, they've sold out like the last 7 events there, and it's to the point where they're like, it sells out so fast they know they could have sold another 5,000 tickets. You know what I mean? So,
I think a lot of big names that fight from that area.
See people, man, with the ramp. Not too close, but like I think, maybe like, because not for nothing. Look, if BKFC could do an event in Newark, New Jersey, at the Devil's Den, with the Devil's play, I think that should be a trend that continues.
Right?
They can. Honestly, they can do it. And guys like me, I'm not going to lie, the brighter the lights, the more I'm going to entertain. I'm being honest with you.
Because the brighter the lights, the more the fights.
Exactly. And that's what I'm used to, you know, because, you know, fighting for the UFC, you know, fighting, really good opponents, you know, I've never really gotten a break, bro. If I'm being honest with you, I always fought really good guys, bro. Always, man. Even as an amateur,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
saw one of
Looking at
my
your record,
I saw
definitely.
one of my amateur colleagues in the stands, bro. His name is Tim.
At the
Lukey.
fight.
Yeah, look him up, Tim Lukey. He's a fucking one of those barnyard wrestlers, bro. Collegiate wrestler. When they
Tim
first,
Lukey.
yeah, Tim Lukey, something like that. But dude, no neck. And when they first presented him to me as an amateur, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, and then I saw he had a rap sheet. He put like 2-3 people in a coma. He fought all 3 of them in a coma, bro. And I'm like, you want me to fight this guy by myself? Yo, long story short, me and him scrapped. It was a great scrap, bro. You know what I mean? He won, but he would hate me saying this, but I did put him in a stretcher because I had he was trying to like cave my chest in, according to what his coach was telling him. Like, yo, punch his chest in, because it was an amateur fight, no ground and pound to the face. So I hear his coach say that, and I see him really trying to do that shit. So I'm like, all right, so we're gonna break some bones. You trying to break mine, I'm gonna break yours. So I start punching him in the ribs, bro, from guard off my back. And it turns out, I think one of the blows that I gave him, you know, he had hospital for. But either way, yo, it was all love.
Who was the coach? Who was his coach in the other corner? It sounds like Weidman's coach. What was
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah,
remember,
that is that Weidman's coach would say.
Yeah, punch a fucking hole in his chest.
But yeah,
Ray
he was out of Jersey. He was from Jersey, and yeah, he was a tank, bro. So ever since, and after him, I went pro. And believe it or not, when I went pro, every opponent I fought was not compared to that guy. That's why I'm a firm believer in challenging yourself. Because when you challenge yourself, eventually, when you continue to grow in life, you'll find that your situation is easier than what you challenged yourself with prior.
Right.
And you can walk through it easy. But if you don't challenge yourself, when you do face a challenge, you might stumble and you might not get up. That's why with all the challenges I've had, all the opponents, I never really got spoon-fed shit. You know what I'm saying? Like even the Carl fight. Even though I'm older than him, he's got more experience. You know, he's got more fights. And
what did you think about people breaking his balls about wearing the ankle monitor? And have you ever fought somebody in a ring with it wearing an ankle monitor?
And that's only in combat sports, man, where you can see something like that, bro.
Yeah.
Right. Anywhere else, it's like stay your ass home.
Yeah,
you know,
it's crazy.
You criminal, stay home. But BKFC, they were like, listen, we still want you to fight and bang, let's go. You know, and I don't know the situation. You know, I can't, and I would never judge, because you just never know, man. I don't know why he did what happened, but what I will say is that what I got from Carl is that he's he seems like a good dude, man. You know, he seems like he has a good heart. You know, but people make mistakes, and you know, as long as you learn from it and you do better, that's all that matters, man. You know, and my advice to Carl would be seek God, because you're young. Seek God. You got a bright future. God's gonna help bring out the best in you, bro. And all that negative stuff that you were associated with, cut ties with it. Anyone who's negative, cut ties with them. You know, because you have a bright future.
Yeah, too talented. You're too talented.
Yeah, way too talented. And if you don't do that, what'll happen is you'll think that you'll get away with it, and it'll catch up to you, and then you'll find yourself in the same position. And we don't want that, you know. So I fought him like the professional he is, and he fought me like the professional I was, and I didn't care for no monitor. I just said, you know, I'm gonna fight him like the professional he is, and we had a good time, man. And thank God I came out on top.
Hey, wise words, man. Wise words. That is absolutely correct, and I couldn't agree more. That's just listen, build on it. We don't, everybody makes mistakes. You build on it and make it. The past is the past. That's it. Move forward
from it. If you don't learn from it, then you're being an idiot.
Yep.
Now you're being. And then also, I feel like as a professional athlete, you have to protect your brand. You can't be doing what average Joes do. You can't.
Right.
Because then you're going to scar your image. And once you do that, now you've diminished your value. You can't do that.
You know who's a perfect example of what you're saying right now is the King of Violence, Mike Perry. Earlier in his career, he had all this potential to be a big superstar, all the charisma in the world, all the talent in the world, but he kept doing knucklehead shit outside of the ring when he was with the UFC. You know, he had them, you know, when he like kicked through the plate glass and he like cut his leg and he got in trouble at a bar knocking somebody out. Like he was doing things that like you said, the average Joe would do. Like you are not the average Joe anymore. You are a professional athlete and you have potential superstar qualities. I think when he made the move to BKFC and found his new girl and started a family, I think that like that was the moment for Mike where he realized, you know, now it's time to grow up and learn from all the bullshit that I've done in the past. And now look how successful he is. You know what I mean? Mike is
he's done amazing.
He's a juggernaut, for lack of better terms. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know what? He's a perfect example of realizing that you don't get many chances.
Right.
So shut the hell up and be a man and do what you have to do. And that's exactly what he did. And that he became the rightful king of violence because he took on every challenge that was thrown in front of him at BKFC, and he did it his way. And because of fans, fighters, and the organization love him. Everyone loves him because he did it his own way. And then he was able to get recognized by Jake Paul, which propelled his ability to make more money. And that it was all she wrote, bro. He was already on that Mount Rushmore of just guys who made it. You know, and I think that's why him and Conor clash a little bit because there's some Conor in Mike, bro. Straight
Absolutely.
up.
I think Conor sees it too, I think.
I know, and I think Conor, and I love Conor, man. I think Conor's amazing, but I think Conor should, take it easy on Mike, because he's like you, bro.
Maybe take him under his wing a little bit.
Yeah, because why not? I mean, look, I mean, they may or may not scrap. Either way, they both gonna make money if it happens. But the point is, Mike is Conor. What Mike is to Conor is what Conor was to Dana White.
Yes, that makes sense. Yep. That's a great analogy.
Dana White is not a fighter, though. That's the only difference. Dana White is not a fighter. However, if he was, they probably would have fought too, because Dana's not the easiest guy to get along with, bro. He's just not, and he pissed me off for years because he was greedy, bro. I felt like, bro, you need to pay your fighters, man. You got $1 billion organization, and guys, you don't think a guy like me is worth at least $80K a fight, bro? And what the hell is $80K, bro? Look, I got degrees, man. And I actually have an office job. Like, I shouldn't be doing any of that. Right. I should just be focusing on fighting. But because I'm getting paid pennies, I gotta still maintain an office gig and side gigs while training 100%. It's not fair, bro. It's not fair. You got guys in the NBA, NHL, MLB, NFL. Dude, they get to focus on their craft 100% and they get compensated well. They're selling out arenas. They're doing their thing. The UFC already has that. What BKFC is trying to build, the UFC already has. You're filling up seats in NFL stadiums, NBA
everywhere
stadiums.
They go.
Yeah. So why? And it's less athletes to pay per event. So what's the issue?
Right.
I don't understand.
That's been the ongoing conversation with the UFC for a very long time.
That trained me, bro. What I showed on Saturday, I wanted to show more of, because I showed a little bit of that in the UFC, but I wanted to show that every fight. But because of how poorly treated I was treated as a fighter, and not compensated, bro, I was stressed, man, and it drained me, and I didn't want to fight anymore. I just showed up, and that's dangerous. Can you imagine fighting a world-class fighter and you just show up with no passion and you don't care if you get knocked out?
No.
That's what I'm doing, bro. And on top of that, I was injured or whatever the fuck. I was just not in a good place. And all because I was not compensated the way I needed to be. You know what I'm saying? Because even though it's exciting and it's fun, it's also very dangerous. So the reward has to outweigh the risk, bro. It has to. Because if not, it doesn't make sense. if the reward does not outweigh the risk, you are putting yourself in danger.
Yeah. I don't know how you motivate your. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. I don't know how you find motivation when you know you're not getting what it's worth.
Yeah, and even though the pay was not bad that BKFC was offering me, it wasn't bad, and I'm hoping that the bonus is even better, at least double what I got. But however, my whole thing is my passion was renewed. I was able to renew my passion somehow. I was able to renew my spirit, and that's why you guys saw the best version of me. When I compete, I'm dangerous, bro. I'm telling you, I'm dangerous. I'm all over the place. I'm fast, and I'm hitting you with anything. And I don't care what it is, as long as I'm following the rules. But I promise you, you're gonna be like, "What the hell was that?" Yeah, I don't even know. I'm just trying to knock you out.
Right.
Well, that last combination was like, what was it? An 8-punch combo, 7-8 punch combo.
Yeah.
And just when I thought it was over, you just threw that one last shot, and that's what did it. Yep. Head, body, head again. Like you were going for it. And that last one, he blocked either the 6th or 7th punch. I don't remember if it was a 7 or 8. I was counting them yesterday. Like, how many punches was this? And you hit him, and he did block it, and he thought you were done. Everyone probably thought you were done. You know what I'm saying? And you just happened to you threw another right hook. I mean, it came like he blocks it, and then you throw another one. It was like the 8th punch, 7th punch of the combo, and it hit him, and he was like, "That's it. I'm done. That's it. I can't."
That last one landed flush, like right on his face.
Yes.
Yep. And it backed him up. And you know what? If I'm being honest, I'm so glad that I fought in Mike Perry's show in March, because what happened was, because I haven't been on the big stage in so long, my discipline was kind of off, and I didn't get rest too. So I fought a guy. What was his name? The hell was his name? Jeff Craig. Good guy, young, up and coming fighter. I fought for LFA, really good. He trains with I forget his name. A Spanish fighter in the UFC. I forget his name. But anyways,
there's like 10,000.
I forgot his name, man. But anyways,
Jeff Craig,
he fights out of a really good camp, and I was laying the smack down on his ass. I was laying some bombs, but he got a chin. And in the fight, I literally gassed out. And I'm like, holy shit, man, these guys are tough. They could take a shot. So then I was able to revamp, my mindset. Like, and prior to that, I didn't have to hit guys that many times. Like back in my, amateur, semi-pro days, if I hit you like 3 times, you were done. But these guys are so good, like Carl, I gotta hit you with a 20-hit haymaker combination, bro. Just to fucking, finish you. And it's crazy. But that's what it's gonna take. So that's how I train now. Now I train to throw, 30 combination bombs per round on your ass.
And you know what? You said something earlier, and I'm gonna repeat what Eddie Alvarez said when he came on this show, and we were asking him about this sport, and he was like, dude, the fact that the round is only 2 minutes and I get a full minute of recovery in between, it's like, think about that. You get 50% of the time that the round is. Like in the UFC, you fight for 5 minutes and you get a 1 minute break. This one you fight for 2 and you get a full minute. He was like, I've never felt so fresh coming out of a corner in my fucking career.
I know. But the
he
problem,
says refreshing.
Yeah, but the only thing is that it's bare knuckle and it's unlimited times you can get knocked down. What the fuck, man? Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, listen, I get it. They're trying to make it exciting because they don't want to make it too easy to the point where it's not exciting. You know what I mean? So being able to, the referees got to use their discretion on when they're going to stop a fight. So I get it. So a guy could take a knee, he can get dropped, but he could still be able to go. So that's what they want to make sure, that fans are getting fights worth. They're getting their bang for their buck. However, coming from a guy like me, with the way I think, I work hard for my knockdowns, bro. Every knockdown I gave Carl, dude, I had to work for it, dude. Did I not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, on that same card, on the same card, you flash forward to the freaking main event, and Jeremy Stevens, like, I couldn't believe he kept getting up.
Yeah.
Right? It's like it's
yeah.
crazy. The sport is
Over
just
and
absolutely
over and
crazy, and
over.
that's why
Yep.
it's such a fan pleasing sport. Yes, like you said, but it could be dangerous for the fighter. But I'm telling you, man, it does showcase toughness.
The fighter that goes down a lot has a chance to perhaps make a comeback because there's knockdown. There's no limit to the knockdown. So that's actually in favor of the guy who's losing. So it's not bad.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that the guy who's winning, he's got to like that's what I had to do. I had to really earn that TKO, guys. I dropped Carl Robinson 3 times. That would have been 3 fights, 3 wins in the UFC or MMA. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Because if you drop, you follow up with ground and pound, then the ref comes in.
It's over.
Yep.
I dropped him 3 times, bro. Like, that would have been 3 fucking wins if you think about it. So BKFC is not for the weak, man. It's not. People need to think about that. Because you can knock a guy down as many times in BKFC and it don't mean shit. Back the hell up. He's gonna get his rest time, and you gotta do it again.
Oh yeah.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it effectively.
We've seen the guys that want to keep on going and are made for the sport, but we've seen plenty of people who started and we had never seen them again. They just, and listen, I'm not judging them. I'm not in there. Okay. Yeah. So I get it. I see these guys, girls, they get hit. They don't want to fight anymore. I get it. I'm like, listen, they went in there, fucking more power to them. They tried it. It just was not for them. And there's a lot of those people. I'm going to tell you right now. We've seen so many people come and go. They were just
some of
even
the top,
Luke Rockhold.
Luke Rockhold. I was just going to say, Luke Rockhold is one of the top fighters in the world.
He went in, he fought Perry. He got his teeth knocked back. He said, no way am I doing that again. And he's a UFC champ. He doesn't want to do it. Fuck it. And he went and kept fighting.
And not for nothing, a guy like Luke did not deserve 80K plus to fight, bro. I'm sorry. He didn't. Because
he got way more than that.
I know, but look, if Luke could get
times 10 plus some, I think.
But this is my whole thing. If Luke could get a million, bro, for that shitty ass performance, come on, you got to take care of a guy like me. And I'm not saying give me that, even though I know I'm worth that. However, take care of me, man. Like, if I'm asking for 80K per fight, that's nothing, because I'm gonna bring it, and I'm obviously gonna want more, but I want to earn it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And I want to be put in a position where I don't feel like I'm being cheap shotted like I was in my previous career, man. Because then I'm gonna go through that motion of being depressed again, and then showing up and not showing up. At that point, I'm just gonna retire, bro. Like I didn't do this sport so that I could be a bum. I did this sport so that I could be well off. I did it so that I could earn legendary status. But that comes with compensating me, making me feel good about what I do so that I can go out there and I can perform. But if I'm getting paid bullshit and then I'm fighting monsters, after a while, that shit wears on you, man.
Yeah.
It just wears on you, man. So like I said, man, if I get a good, if I'm able to get a good lock and a good contract with BKFC, and if they give me a guy like me, 1-0, 185 at Mohegan Sun, before I fight the big dogs again, because Carl was a big dog. You know what I'm saying? So again, I don't mind fighting another guy like him, experienced, etc. But he was making his debut, so we were kind of equal on that standpoint in terms of BKFC. So I would like that. I would like to keep that. Fighting a guy who's 1-0, maybe 2-0. I don't want to do too much. Fighting a guy 4-0. He has more experience than me. I don't need to rush. You know what I'm saying?
Are you still in the Bronx? Is that your home still? Where are you at?
Might move.
Well, Mohegan Sun's not quite as close as Newark, New Jersey, but it is still pretty close to home to you. You can get from New York City to. I was at Yankee Stadium 3 weeks ago, and from my house to Yankee Stadium was like maybe 2 hours.
Yeah, that's fine. I could either drive there or I don't mind even flying out there, man, if it's possible.
Yeah. But I'm
I
saying,
think
like,
getting-
you can probably get a bunch of people, you know, you can get a good crowd out there. I'm saying it's not a long drive for anybody local to you that might want to come see you fight. And the Mohegan Sun Casino is a fantastic place to go check out, dude. It's a great casino.
if I'm being honest, I think that BKFC should come to the Garden. That's what I think. Or
Well,
Barclays.
that's the goal. Though, I mean, they're not
I think
legal.
they could
That
do
would be great, but I don't know if I
if
can
I'm
see
being
that
honest,
happen.
I
Not-
think they could do
not
it.
now.
If they could push it, if they could push now for it for December 20th or sometime in December, New York, that would, because to be honest, if I'm being honest with you, you know, 2-hour drive is a lot. You know, a 2-hour drive is a lot. And again, I'm coming
It's
from
nothing for your dream. It's
I know,
nothing
but
for your dream. You got this.
yeah, hear me out though. Hear me out. So, fighting for the UFC, right? I didn't have to worry about ticket sales or any of that shit.
Yeah.
That was like a thing of the past. I just had to focus on fighting, which I'm used to, and I prefer that, right? But having to deal with the stress of my opponent, tickets, and this and that, I feel like it just takes away from my star quality, right? I'm not focused on the fight. I'm focused more so on selling tickets and getting people to drive 2 hours. You know, I did that in my ROC days when I was at ROC, Ring of Combat.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was like 3 hours. People drove 3 hours, man.
So it's not as much you driving to fight, driving 2 hours to fight.
You don't want to
trying to
ask
sell
you don't want to
tickets
be
ask
asking
people to
people.
go 2 hours
I don't
to see
mind.
you fight. That's
I
the
don't
problem.
mind it, but I don't mind it. But this is the thing. When in my ROC days, I used to have to go around like a fucking salesman, bro, to people's houses, bro. It was a lot, bro.
Yeah,
And
I'm
remember,
going door to door.
yeah, man. Or meeting up with people, oh, hey, come on, you know. But I did it because it was like, you know, I gotta go to the UFC. I gotta, you know, and it was worth it in that regard, right? And I made a lot, bro. With ticket sales, Louis Neglia looked out for me, man. I think he gave me 50% or 60% on tickets, bro. One time I made like 80,000. I made 8,000 in one night, bro, because I
Just
sold
selling tickets.
and that's just tickets.
Wow.
You know, so but I bust my
But they didn't have to drive 2 hours when they bought the ticket.
Well, they bought the ticket and then they drove.
Then they had to drive the 2 hours,
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, you know, I did that. So for me, BKFC doesn't ever have to worry about whether I'm going to perform or not. I'm always going to perform.
Yeah.
Like I'm as you guys saw. Like that's not an issue. I can even headline a card, bro. Like straight up. You know, just pay me, man. That's all. I promise you, I'm gonna show up. The fans are gonna be satisfied, and I get to be treated like the veteran that I am. Because to be honest, that's like telling Luke Rockhold. I mean, even though Luke Rockhold was a champ, he was a champ in MMA. He will not be a champion in BKFC. I'm going to be a champion at BKFC. I'm telling you that right now. So I need to be treated accordingly. I'm just saying. I'm just being honest.
Listen, I think the future is bright for you in this company. I think you could be dangerous for a couple weight divisions for sure. And I think they got some guys to match you up with. So hopefully we get to see you back there soon, even if it's December. Your fight was great. The event was great. And we appreciate you giving us your time tonight. I want to give you a minute to send a message to anybody you want to send it to right now, whether it be the brass at BKFC. You've already said a lot tonight. But if you want to shoot a direct message at the bosses, Connor, whatever, go ahead and do it now. And then we're going to go ahead and let you go. All right.
No problem. Yeah, I just want to say thank you, David Feldman, and also Conor McGregor. Listen, I'm here to stay, guys. I'm here to bring the show, bring the excitement, and I can't wait for the next one. The next one's the best one. So, BKFC fans, get ready. Get ready. December, most likely, the next fight, hopefully. Let's see what we're able to confirm and negotiate. Have a blessed evening, you guys, and everyone.
Let's do it. Hey, next time we bring you on here, we're going to talk about your hat collection. We're going to talk about Big Pun, maybe like some boogie down Bronx shit. We'll talk a little less about fighting, and we'll talk about the fact that you're a black belt and everything in the fucking world, plus got 3 degrees somehow.
Plus you have a bachelor's, associates, a master's. We didn't get into that, but we'll get into that next time. There's a lot
black
to talk
belt and
about.
everything. You know what I mean? Like,
you're funny, man. Well, listen, that's how I move. I move differently because I'm processing so many different movements. It's crazy.
I don't know how you have the time.
Yeah, I mean,
who's got the time? It's crazy.
When you take things like kung fu, you start moving like that. That spin was like more of a kung fu move, bro. And I knew I had to be controlled because I couldn't throw the back fist. So I hit it, but I faked it too. So no one ever said you can't fake a spin. So you got to be creative, shit, man.
That was creative as hell.
I got three to four more. So I got three to four more fights where I can do creative distraction shit to knock a motherfucker out and make the crowd go wild, bro. So I'm here. I'm here. I'm
ready for it. I can't wait for it. I really hope that you fight in Connecticut. I'm being super biased because it's right up the street from my house. So we'll definitely be there to see it. And go back and watch the clip and watch the reaction from Feldman and Connor on the side. It's really good to that spin move. It's awesome.
I know.
Thank you so much.
I know they were thinking, damn, this guy's creative because he didn't break the rules. He landed flush, whatever it was.
Oh, they loved it because everyone was confused and they were like, "Oh shit!" Then they saw it come together, and that's what the beauty is. So
that was great.
Thank you for coming on. You're welcome back anytime, and hopefully we see you in Connecticut. Everybody else, stay tuned. We'll be back right after this. Have a great night.
Thanks, buddy.
Later.
See you later.
Later.
I love it, son. You know what time it is? The most entertaining sport in the world. Let's go, son.
I figure, oh, look at, hey, sorry, sir.
He's still there.
Yeah, I didn't realize he stuck around. I thought he was gone, but he's still there. Take it easy and have a great night. That was a great conversation.
That was. I think he's got a lot to give to this company for sure. And I love when they see charismatic dudes like that can actually throw down and fight. You know what I mean? Like, you can have a charismatic, fun, like, personality.
Yes.
But if you can't fight, what's the fucking point? You know what I mean? And he's got that. He can fight. He's powerful. That spin move, as like you were saying, it was great because everybody was confused. Like for that split
wait, what the
second.
hell's going on here?
For like that.
Oh wait.
Yeah. For that split second in the ring, everybody's seen him spin, and they're like, everyone was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck was that?" And then he blasts him. Like, even Carl Roberson was like,
he just stopped doing what he just stopped like he wasn't in a fight. That's what it seemed like.
And then he got cracked. It was brilliant. I mean, you don't see a lot of guys doing that kind of shit. There's creative fighters out there. I feel like we did see Luis Palomino pull a spin move where he spun, but he didn't spin. Oluwale spun like the back way and then hit him with the right hand, right?
Yes.
Like, Palomino
he stopped completely and then jumped forward. Yeah, it was
Palomino when he did it,
backhand, but he didn't.
Yeah, Palomino did a full spin and then turned around again, and he did like the Texas tornado punch. It was like,
yes,
we're like, what the fuck was that? You remember he pulled the spin move and then landed. It was almost like Texas tornado back in the day. It was great, man. Hey, 3 ultra talented guys on the show tonight. 3 guys that I feel like the BKFC should keep active, and I really do hope for all 3 of them that they all get fights soon. You know what I mean?
Yes, 3 very talented fighters. 1 very quiet guy, 1 semi-quiet guy, and 1 not quiet guy. All very good fighters. All have futures in BKFC. All need to fight by December. Have to.
Right.
Got to get them out there.
Absolutely.
These are knockout artists.
Right.
They need to be out there.
Listen, Mike, let's just play matchmaker right now. Let's put all 3 of those guys on the Mohegan Sun card in December. Find them all an opponent. We'll do that over the weekend. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna talk about this.
Yes.
But hey, I wish that we could. If we keep going, man, we're over 2 hours and 15 minutes into the show. I was gonna say if we start talking about BKFC 82, we will be on for another hour. But let me just say this. I will say this before we wrap up for the night. The other night, and I posted about this. Mike and I this is 354 episodes. We've gone to 45, 46, 47 events now.
Gotta go back and count.
We're in the high 40s. Between interviews on this show and interviews at the 40-something events, plus one-offs here and there, we've done 1,000 interviews. We easily have done 1,000 interviews, right? With 354 episodes and multiple guests every episode, we've done 1,000 episodes. 1,000 interviews. At the end of the night, when I saw Britain sitting on the edge of the wall there, we were ready to pack up our equipment and go to the press conference.
Yep.
I go over there and I sit down next to Britain and I was like, Mike, I turned the mic back on. I was like, Mike, fire the camera up. And Mike had the camera all set right there. So he turns. Organically, that might have been the fucking coolest interview that we have recorded in all of the, I'm sure there's other super memorable ones, but sitting there, starting the conversation with Britain, and 5 seconds later, Lorenzo and Elvin come. And now I got 3 guys that have been there since the beginning, or 2 guys and a girl. 3 fighters that have been there from the beginning, sitting there shooting the shit with us, just having a good time. And then Dave Mundell walks over, and Dave Mundell is fresh out of the ring, kind of got the adrenaline going, wants to fight Perry. Then all of a sudden, Julian Lane comes over, and it's like we have. So Mundell is what, 10-1, 11-1. We got Julian Lane that has 14 fights with the company. We got Lorenzo with 14 fights, 14, 28 plus 14, 28, 28. We had 60, 70 fights in the BKFC in those 5 fighters right there. And they have all been there all the way back to Britain.
And Julian Lane's got 17 fights altogether.
He said 18, but what I'm saying is organically, that moment just happened. It was so fun. And I wanted to shout them guys out. Britain, Lorenzo, Brito, Julian, and Dave Mundell. Fucking, I love those guys. I love them all. They're OGs from back in the day. They all have double-digit fights for the company. They've been riding with this company since they were trying to be something big, and now it's massive. And all those guys are pioneers with the BKFC. Got to be in the audience and watch as Mike Perry and Jeremy Stevens put on exactly what they needed to do on an event that was booked as the most violent show you're ever going to see, with the Queen of Violence and the King of Violence. The co-main and the main put the stamp of approval even harder on this sport than ever before, and all those OGs were right there in the front row to see it all, and then gave us a few minutes of their time afterwards. I thought it was fucking awesome. Right?
Yeah, it was another one of those stepping stone events where a BKFC 41, where you felt the company rise up to another level. You could feel it rise. And this is one of them. There's been a lot of ones that are that's just good, that's good, but it felt like everything was on the same level. This weekend, I don't think it was as big of a step up that BKFC 41 was. That was a major big step up. This one was a step up. I felt the company rise.
Here's my thing with this, Mike. I think that if the co-main in the main would have sucked it would have been the worst thing to ever happen to this company, because they're in the Prudential Center. They're 20 minutes from Manhattan. You know what I mean? They're like right up the street from New York City. They fought their asses off to get this show. That's a whole nother story. The commission was doing all they can to make this show not happen.
Yeah.
They
They're
fight for it. They are
atrocious.
advertising the Queen of Violence and the King of Violence. Can you imagine if those two fights were duds?
Yeah. Because
It
you're
would've-
saying these people are the best of violence. They're
the
the
best-
people you need to see.
And I know that Savage is saying in the comments, impossible for any of those four to suck.
Yeah.
But
We've seen it.
what if it was the Queen of Violence fight and someone got starched in the first 30 seconds? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Jeremy Stevens and Mike Perry go out there and
Or a cut happens and they stop the fight.
And like Jeremy Stevens, what if Jeremy Stevens cut Mike Perry so bad over his fucking left eye with that first hard right hand in the first round, and then in between the first and second round, the doctor's looking at it, they bring him out to the scratch line, they say timeout, bring him over to the doctor, and they fucking wave it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a reality.
It could have gone so bad.
And people could have been really butthurt about that.
Right.
Especially since it was a pay-per-view and all that.
Right.
That
what I'm saying is kudos to the fighters, and huge shout out to Faria, Borga, Stevens, and Perry. Everybody else on the card were fantastic too. But those four fighters had to fucking deliver. And they did tenfold. They did tenfold, and it was fucking amazing.
Yeah. And Frankie Edgar fell off the card and nobody's talking about it. You know what I mean? Like, that was a major happening. It happened. It was major, but really everything just was like, okay, they have a fighter for Jimmy Rivera.
Yeah.
We're good to go. We're going to continue on with the show. And it just went so great. So I loved it.
And we're going to wrap up here. But Savage in the comments section just put one name in there, Quentin Gaskins. We got to get Quentin on the show. We'll get him on the show because Quentin's got a huge backstory, and he did put on a hell of a performance on short notice.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Against the hometown Phil Caracappa. We'll talk. We'll get him on the show and we'll talk to him. If we don't wrap this up, we're going to be going till fucking midnight. Mike,
shout out a show in a while.
Yeah. Shout out to Murat, Bekhzod, and Oluwale. 3 great guests, 3 great fighters. Shout out to our sponsor, Full Blast Clothing. Go to fullblastclothing.com. Check out their t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, the assortment of gear that they have. These guys are for the fighters. These guys are for the fight fans. That's why they jumped on our show. And I'm glad to be partnering up with them. Go give them a follow on Instagram at Full Blast Clothing. And keep your eye out for the Mike and Mish Full Blast collab coming soon. Mike, hell of a fucking show. I think we got to call it a night. You got anything else for these peeps?
I've got nothing else but a nice, short,